Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Not to get too excited with you, but I'm excited to be alive today. I woke up, the fall weather's moving in, you got the coolness in the air, the sun coming up, everybody's got sweatshirts on. Listen, my friends, this is the time of change. Honestly, we're going from one season to the next, and it's a good reason for the season to get your butt into gear and change things, okay? So listen to this. Here's our thought for today, our recovery thought for today. One of the mottos of the program is first things first. This means that we should always keep in mind that alcohol or drugs is our number one problem. We must never let any other problem, whether a family, business, friends, or anything else, take precedence in our minds over our alcoholic or drug problem. You see, as we go along in this program of sobriety, recovery, we learn to recognize the things that may upset us emotionally. When we find ourselves getting upset over something, anything really, we must realize that it's a luxury we alcoholics and addicts, recovering alcoholics and addicts, cannot afford. Anything that makes us forget our number one problem, our numero uno problem, is dangerous to us. So are we keeping sobriety in first place in our mind? Good question. Think on that today, okay? So meditate on this. This is September 5th. Friday. Spiritual progress is the law of your being. Try to see around you more and more beauty and truth, knowledge and power. Today, try to be stronger, braver, more loving as a result of what you did yesterday. This law of spiritual progress gives meaning and purpose to our lives. Always expect better things ahead. You can accomplish much good through the strength of God's Spirit in you. Never be too discouraged. You see, the world is sure to get better in spite of all the setbacks of war, hate, and greed. Be part of the cure of the world's ills rather than part of the disease. Oh, doggy, I love that. So today, pray on this. I pray that I may keep progressing in the better life. Ooh, yeah, I pray that I may be part of the forces for good in the world. Man, I'm on a natural high today, and I can't believe that this is what 42 looks like. You know, I'm sober, I'm a father of two, I'm a husband, I'm a hardworking man, and I'm looking to advance my recovery program through the help of being a help to others. So if this message speaks to you or resonates with you, please hit the like button and share. I see that we have a lot of new subscribers on the channel, and that is really, 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 really encouraging because we have not been growing for quite some time. So to be continued. God bless you. Hey everybody, holy cow, there you are. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. I hope you liked that reading. That reading spoke to me because you know what? When we're talking about courage, strength, knowledge, and power, that comes from that divine. That comes from the relationship with the divine. And I see that we have a lot of new people on the channel. Wow, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of the support and the new subscribers. We've got like 20 or 30 new subscribers in the last couple days, and I take a peek at the analytics in the studio. I did see that we're up 25 plus, so that's good. That helps us, and that means that we're going to have people queuing in and listening to the message, so that's good because the messages are of hope and of inspiration and of encouragement, of strength and courage and knowledge and power, because we're gaining that as we go along. Because if we don't focus on our recovery day to day, one day at a time, like I tell people, even anybody asks me about recovery, that's what I tell them. I said, try your best to make it a one day at a time program. Don't forget that there is a future. You know, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, right? How are we gonna look at life if we're always looking in the rearview mirror? Yes, there's a rearview mirror for a reason, and we have mirrors to look back to make sure everything's in order. But spiritually and sober-minded people are gonna be looking ahead to see what's going on and what they can do to better their recovery, right? Sometimes people make mistakes. They slip, they trip, they fall back, they relapse. That happens in recovery. That does, and it's what and how we're going to treat ourselves after that. That's going to be the most important thing, because when I relapsed in the past and I would go back to drinking and go back to drinking, you know, I had a lot of relapses when I was drinking. Drugs, not so much. I kind of quit drugs and I kind of never went back. That was like a blessing. But the alcohol was much more difficult to put down, and I would go sober for a year, be on alcohol for 2 years, be sober for a year, and this went on forever. And then finally one day I just quit, and I didn't look back. And I knew that I had to get rid of that reservation in my mind that told me that I could drink in the future, that I could take a drink, I could do 3-2 beer, or I could do this or that. And I got to share something with you guys. You know, we were at the Minnesota's largest candy store in Jordan, Minnesota. And I got myself a Stella Artois non-alcoholic beer. I said to my wife, I want to try that. It's been 6.5 years since I've had a drop of alcohol. I want to try that. And I got it, and the kids got all their pops, and, you know, oh man, we spent a fortune there. But it was worth it because we were having fun that day, and I also got a year pass for the annual pass for the parks. So we're going to go to the parks, state parks. And I got home, and it sat in the fridge for a couple days, and I didn't have a bottle opener, and I didn't want to wreck my ring popping it like that because it was really on there. And then one day I was in there, I grabbed it, and I popped it off on the handle on the drawer. I was able to pop it off on there, and I tried it, and you know, maybe I won't do this, and I dumped the other half out, and yeah, it might have been a $6 beer or something like that, maybe. I don't know. Probably not that much. But that's what I'm talking about in recovery, right? We're going to go through, and we're going to not necessarily, I don't like to call things mistakes or failures. I like to call them learning lessons, anything other than a failure or a mistake. And so really all I did was learn that I don't really want to dibble dabble with non-alcoholic beer because personally I don't really like the taste of beer. And I thought this Stella Artois was like a artisan beer, was really light, and it was really light, but it was more of like a Heineken. And I know Heineken does alcohol-free beer too, but I just can't wrap my head around drinking alcohol or beer without alcohol. I guess it just doesn't make much sense to me, and I don't really like it. So for me, I know there's non-alcoholic liquors out there too, and that is way out of bounds. I would not recommend anybody to do that, so therefore I don't recommend anybody to drink the non-alcoholic beer either. But these are some of the things that we're going to learn going through recovery, right? What we can do, what we can't do, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And there is no coulda, woulda, shouldas. So if you're thinking about, you know, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have done that, don't beat yourself up, because you know what, today is a new day and there's always an opportunity to try to do better. And there will be a divine presentation of how you can do that in your life. Not presentation, but it'll be given to you if you're seeking it. So seek more of how we can do better each day. My friend Marco Pantovich on YouTube, when I first got on YouTube and I was preaching God and I was preaching the Bible, I had a really good friend on there called Marco Pantovich, and he used to say, you know, today is always a new day to do better. And I really like that. That really stuck with me, obviously, 4 or 5 years later now. And I would say that in my mind, going forward in your life and being forward thinking and always trying to see how we can do better the next time, right? Or always just, we're never putting a period on things that we can do better at, right? So in recovery, that means that every day there's something that's going to be presented to you through the divine grace of God and through His wonderment and through His amazing design, right? That's going to show us, oh man, yeah, I know that looks familiar. I messed that up the last time, or I kind of didn't do it the right way, or the way that I think that it should go, or whatever. And so that gives you an opportunity to do it better. And you'll know when those times come. And you got to be spiritual about life. You got to think about life in them terms, and you got to look at things. Things aren't so black and white. There's a big gray area in life that we have to try to navigate through. So hey, God bless you. Have a great Friday. I hope to see you guys this weekend. I got to do some motorcycle fixing. I got to get my check from the farm, get some motorcycle parts, pay some bills, and a special socket, and yeah, no big deal. We'll figure it out. It's just a matter of getting the parts. All right. See you guys. God bless.